guys, it's Sim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. And I'm going to be completely honest, super easy show to watch, like super easy show to watch. It was fast, quick, got itself in and out, but it wasn't all that good. I felt like tonight's show was just all right. I felt like tonight's Smackdown was there. Again, it wasn't a great show by any means. As far as the go-home goes, it could have been a lot better, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to leave it at that. If I was voting with you guys in the polls, I would say it was just all right. I can't even say it was good. It's just all right. Now, it didn't suck, but it was just all right. I will say, a lot of it just didn't pique my interest. Like that Naomi, Bianca, Jade segment. That actually made me go this way in interest of their match. When you say, hey, we're on Mania! It's like, oh, we don't care who we face as long as we have a match. So then why am I supposed to care about the match and you all having beef? Because they're just more like, we got a match at Mania. Oh, we got a point at the sign. Literally said all of that. It wasn't me just making fun of the way they were acting. That's what they did. So, yeah. Very, excuse me, very just meh for all of that. But we'll get into it and more. No, I am not watching the Hall of Fame. I will be watching it right after this because I didn't want to have to do this podcast super late. And it's not like, I could be wrong here, but it's not like we're going to get much, if any, newsworthy stuff out of the Hall of Fame. Now, if we thought maybe there would be some newsworthy stuff coming out of Hall of Fame, then I would have waited, but I don't think so. So we're just doing this. We're doing it now. And then I'll watch Hall of Fame after. I did also catch some of the Ring of Honor show during SmackDown. I had it on I had SmackDown on my main screen here, and then I had the Ring of Honor show on the side screen with no audio, so I was just looking. Oh my God, the end of that Billy Stark's Queen Amidala match was fucking dumb. Let's talk about it here for a second. So they do this whole angle where Billy Starks goes for a swanton bomb and pretends like she broke her neck off the swanton, to the point where bring in the doctors. They put a neck brace on her. They're about to get her stretchered out and everything. And then she beats Queen Amidala and becomes a women's TV champion. So stupid, because now you're going to go in there and someone, God forbid, is going to get legit injured in AEW or Ring of Honor. And fans are going to go, it's a work. It's a storyline. And then it's not. So, yeah, that's a thing. And I don't know if that was the right call. Plus, it's just, we all know Tony Khan likes to overbook stuff. Tony Khan likes his overbooked matches. He likes to try too many cute things. And that's not one of them. That's not one of them. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. Help us out by hitting that donate button down below, or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Remember, Twitch bits are the best way to make sure your comment, question, or concern does get read live on Twitch. Also, remember, you can subscribe to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, head over to YouTube. Help us out over there a little bit as well. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos, when we go live, and when we post things to the community tab. Hit that join button. That way you become a channel member and support the channel that way. And if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air right here on YouTube, do so by donating a super chat. Finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PWU Unlimited at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. I mean, right now we got the free games. Free games are, I think it's the Outer Worlds and Thief 2 really good games. Then next week, get Ghost Runner. Ghost Runner's amazing. You're going to want to use this code, PW Unlimited, PWU NLIMITED, for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. But with that, as far as SmackDown does go, SmackDown kicked off with the KO show. Well, first they showed Jay showing up to the building, Solo showing up to the building. They said, tomorrow's WrestleMania. There's the big stadium. And then we go to the arena and the KO show. There was really nothing here at all. This was a nothing happening segment. Owens comes down, talks for a moment, brings out Randy Orton. They start talking, and all of a sudden you hear Logan Paul. And so SmackDown had a small set, like small, minimalistic, to get as many seats available as possible. And so with that, there's no big Titantron. With that, the screen is really far away. And so you start hearing Logan Paul, and then we see him watching on TV, and we go, oh, he's in the WrestleMania arena. He's in Lincoln Financial Field. He's on the stage for WrestleMania already. And Kevin Owens is like, where is he? Huh? Oh, on that little screen way over there. So him and Randy then looks down the aisle. It's like, nah. But regardless, he's just over here talking some bullshit. And they're like, wait, you're at the stadium already? And Orton's like, I think that stadium, like right across the street, other side of the parking lot. And Kevin's like, yeah, you want to go get him? Let's go. And they go over, they leave the building, go through the crowd, and all of a sudden Grayson Waller and Austin Theory come out from under the ring. And then they just follow him. Weird, odd, I don't know. Also, they did have the Spanish announce team there on site. And Corey Graves did let us know that there were 19,833 people in attendance. Now, I don't know if that's 100% true. Let's check the WrestleTix. WrestleTix. What is WrestleTix saying for tonight? So let's see. Stand and Deliver tomorrow in the same building. Supposed to have 13,000. Can have up to 13,770. And right now they have sold 13,453. But as far as SmackDown tonight, SmackDown in the Hall of Fame, according to WrestleVotes, it was only set up for 17,770. But I guess Corey Graves is accounting for maybe like 2,000 people being backstage because of the Hall of Fame and all that. I mean, there's probably a lot of people there backstage. So I don't know. Ring of Honor had 2,500 people there at their building at the, I'm going to butcher this name, the Lacroix Center. A small building, though. Small building. So, yeah, that went like 20 minutes, and there was nothing to that KO show segment at all. Nothing at all. Other than, Kevin and Randy going to go try to get him at the stadium. We saw that worked out. Let me get a video package telling us why we're getting the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, what the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is. And then we get the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal that goes just a little over 10 minutes. So I'm like, this was just all right. They rushed a bunch of they rushed a bunch of eliminations early to get to the commercial. Then we come back, and I felt like we came back, and it was like 3 minutes, and it was over. I also thought Tozawa was killed tonight, but apparently he's fine. Good to know. So Pretty Deadly tried to go after Omos to start things off while everyone else just stood around and watched, and Omos eliminated Kit Wilson. Elton Prince then was like, yeah, I'm done with this, and eliminated himself. The match then basically started. Angel and Berto were immediately eliminated via Del Cruz and Wild. Cameron Grimes was quickly eliminated. Then there was just a bunch of people being thrown around. Jinder Mahal and Apollo Crews were eliminated. The Creed brothers got rid of Indusher, which was a great spot for them. Like, a great spot for them to only be looked like geeks later. Literally, both of them went over and just single leg grabbed. into share right over the top rope. One grabbing the other. And I'm just like, damn, making Creed brothers look big, strong, great. All right, I love it. And then we'll get to them looking like dweebs later. The Omos slammed JD McDonough, and the show went to a commercial break for 3 minutes. We come back, and they show Omos eliminating the Creed brothers and sending himself over the top rope as well. And then he destroys the Creed brothers by himself at ringside. So in one match, they made the Creed brothers look strong, powerful, just scary monster kind of guys with their strength, the way they just hurt up into share over the top rope. And then Omos destroys them both. I get it. Omos is a giant. Omos is a monster. Omos is scary big. But he made the Creeds look like doofuses, to be completely honest. So we go back to the ring, and Ivar tossed out Cedric Alexander. Ivar then eliminates Ashanti the Adonis as well. We go down to 5. Otis, Bronson Reed, Ivar, Ricochet, and Tozawa. The 3 big men square off, and I think it was Wade Barrett on commentary. He's like, oh, we're getting our meat madness. So the 3 men, like I said, squared off. Ivar and Reed hit dual crossbody blocks on each other. Ricochet then jumped at Reed, but Reed caught him and placed Ricochet on the apron. McDonough, who I thought was eliminated, but maybe wasn't eliminated. I don't even know what the hell's going on here. Pulled Ricochet off the apron and eliminated him. Tozawa then eliminated McDonough. And we're down to our final 4. Otis, Ivar, Reed, Tozawa. So Otis does the worm on Reed, but then Ivar immediately eliminates him. Otis stays at ringside, though, because Ivar then grabs Tozawa and throws him over the top rope. Otis is supposed to catch him, but Ivar threw him just a little too far, kind of over Otis. And Tozawa crashed down headfirst, I guess you could say. Doctor immediately jumps on him. They cut the cameras really fast. And we get back to the ring. It's right our final 2. It's Reed and Ivar. Ivar executes a cartwheel. Followed this up with spinning a back kick. And things kind of looked good for the Viking. Ivar went to the top and missed a moonsault. Reed then popped up, clotheslined Ivar over the top rope, and there we go. Bronson Reed has won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Now, we knew in this moment here that Tozawa was probably okay because they showed a replay of the Tozawa dump over the top rope. And they weren't going to show that if they didn't know or think that Tozawa was all right. So I'm glad that they showed us that replay to, if you know, you know, hey, they're showing the replay because they got the cue that he's all right. Tozawa also sent out a photo later with just a heart emoji and a photo of himself backstage. So looks like he is going to be okay. But yeah. That was it. That was your Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal for 2024. There was more than announced in the match, like Gallows and Anderson were in there. There's another tag team in there that I can't remember who it was, but I was like, oh, they weren't announced previously. Cool. I can't remember who it was now. Again, it really doesn't matter. So all of a sudden they show Logan Paul and Corey Graves and Wade Barrett are like, wait, that's here. That's Wells Fargo Center. He's not across the way anymore. He came here. Oh my God. Kevin and Randy went to the other building and he's now in our building. And he's just smiling, walking down to the ring. Or walking to the ring area, whatever you want to say. Then get a video from the Final Testament. Karrion Kross mocked Lashley for having little to nothing to do with last year's WrestleMania. Kross said that he carried their conflict to a must-see fight. And that got them both a match at WrestleMania. Kross was overly angry and finished up the vignette just like... Logan Paul's music then hits. He walks out and the crowd boos. And I don't know if this was Logan Paul trying too hard to be a heel or being overly scripted, because this did not come off good at all. He did the fake annoying Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné laughing kind of deal. And it was just, he's trashing Philly. He's talking bad about the city. And he kept saying mean things about the city. He even talked bad about a couple guys sitting front row. He said all he saw in the crowd were idiots. Paul said that he will be wrestling two of the dumbest dudes in WWE. Paul said Orton has a brain the size of a peanut, while Owens uses all his brain power to digest his latest meal. And this is just coming off so cheesy, so scripted, so just dumb, when we got two other things of Logan Paul today that came off so great and genuine. His Impulsive podcast came out today with Triple H, and he was on Pat McAfee show, and he just came off so genuine, so cool, so just able to talk normal on both of those. But then he's out here tonight trying to cut a promo, feeling like, and I've never said this before about Logan Paul. I've said that sometimes he's felt overly scripted, but tonight, more than ever, did he feel like a guy playing pro wrestler. He felt like a guy that was trying to act in a role that he wasn't good enough for, if that makes sense. Because this promo just didn't do it. Paul says, I'm playing chess and a game of cat and mouse. The crowd starts giving him the what treatment, and Paul kind of laughs it off. Like, what the hell are you doing, guy? Paul said that Waller and Theory are going to ambush Orton and Owens at the site of WrestleMania. He's like, and got a camera guy there to show us exactly when it all does go down, so let's cut to it right now. Waller and Theory are out on the stage, and they're like, I don't see them. Where are they at? I don't know. And so they cut back to the Wells Fargo Center. Under the ring coming out, there's Randy Orton. There's Kevin Owens behind Logan Paul. They got the camera looking up at Logan, and you hear Theory and Waller. I think it was more Waller than Theory. He's just like, oh, I see Kevin. I see him. He's right there. He's right there. He's right there. And then so Logan Paul finally turns around, sees them, tries to get out of the ring. Owens grabs him, throws him into the ring. Him and Randy go at it with Logan Paul. They give him a stunner. The crowd starts chanting for an RKO, so he naturally hits him with an RKO, and it ends the segment. It was just whatever. Not all that great, to be completely honest. Oh, and there's a video circulating. Randy Orton ran off with the belt, the U.S. title. So Randy's got the U.S. belt in his possession right now, apparently. So we go backstage, and Carlito's yelling for help because Dragon Lee is laid out. He's laying over Dragon Lee, and Dragon Lee is laid out. He's like, help, help, hey, 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 hey. And so Rey runs up with Zelena, and Nick Aldis runs in, and then the LWO music hits. And the doctors are looking at Dragon Lee, and Nick Aldis is like, you guys got to go. Zelena, your match. And Carlito's like, I got this. Everything's going to be okay. Go, go, go. And so Rey and Zelena leave. My thought was, oh, Carlito took him out because Carlito wants in the match. But then they played up an even bigger wrinkle to piss off Carlito even more, to make him even more mad at Rey. So we then get Elektra, Lopez, and Zelena Vega. This was okay. The match wasn't all that good, but it had a good payoff in the end after the match. So Rey and Zelena are in the ring. Out comes Santos and Elektra, but then they just stand there for a second and they start looking back. Now walks Dirty Dom. And I go, okay, this makes sense. But then out walks Andrade. And I go, oh, okay, where's this going? What's this leading to? And they cut to the ring, and Zelena's looking like very just confused, like, what? Why is Andrade with them? What's going on? As we learn, Andrade, picking the good guys. So they go to commercial break. We come back. The match is ready in progress. We only see about 2.5 minutes of this match. The two traded blows. Vega gained the momentum with some clotheslines. Vega hit a double knees, and that was enough to get a 2. Vega then went to the second rope, but Lopez caught Vega and landed the electrifier for a 2. Lopez then went to the second rope, but Vega cut her off and hit the first part of a 619. Vega then hit the hammerlock DDT, but Dom got on the apron for the distraction of the referee. Rey pulled Dom off, and Lopez hit the electroshock to pick up the victory. So Elektra Lopez defeats Zelena Vega. Then after the match, Dom, Santos, and Andrade jump in the ring. Rey kind of gets into the ring and like grabs at Zelena, like, let's go, get out of the ring, get out of the ring. Dom sees him and kicks Rey in the head. So he starts stomping a mud hole on Rey. Santos starts stomping a mud hole on Rey. He goes over to Andrade. He's like, get him, Andrade, get him. And Andrade's taking his time, taking his coat off. And Santos shoves him. He's like, what are you wasting all this time for? And so Santos goes back onto Rey. Andrade then takes out Dom. Santos turns around and is like, what the? And he takes out Santos. So Andrade clears the ring. This then elates Zelena Vega. She's super happy that Andrade is on her side. And I'm just like, I love it and I hate it at the same time. Because I love Andrade and Zelena potentially being back together, but I don't want Andrade in the LWO. I don't. I've said this since he returned in January. Keep him away from this. We don't need every Latino, Mexican wrestler all lumped in together. Andrade is so good that he can do things on his own. I'm under the notion of Sammy should win the Intercontinental Championship, and then they should build up Andrade, which granted he'd have to be a heel for this, build up Andrade to challenge Sammy for the belt. I think an Andrade-Sammy match for the IC title would be amazing. But regardless, Zelena's super happy. She jumps in the arms of Andrade. He's hugging her. Rey's all happy and this and that. And yeah, so we'll get to the rest of it here when we get to the rest of it here in a moment, because there's more to this a little bit later. So we then get Bianca, Naomi, and Jade. And this was not good. This actually made me less interested in their 6-woman tag at WrestleMania. Like, less interested. And if this is a normal interest level, I was already right at that normal interest level for this match. Like, I was not really that interested anyways. And then tonight, when they were just like, yeah, we get to wrestle at WrestleMania, point to the sign. No. It shows me that they're not taking this match serious. This match is a joke. It's all more about being at WrestleMania than making sure that the story makes sense and that, you know, the feud and whatever is viable. So, yeah, no, this did not do it for me. So, all these women come out like they think they're in Texas, but Texas Mania was 2 years ago, but I get it. It's the whole Beyonce country thing, which don't get me freaking started on that. Because that's not country. And everybody I know that listens to country music will tell you the exact same thing. Fuck that bullshit. That's not country. We don't want it. We don't want it. You don't need no cowboy quarter. It ain't country. Why do you think Reba wouldn't even... Oh, I think it was Entertainment Weekly, maybe. It was one of those kind of deals. They asked Reba, so what do you think of the cowboy... not cowboy Carter, but what do you think of Beyonce's version of Jolene and this and that? And she was just like, no response. No comment. So even Reba didn't want to comment about it. Anyways, Belair and Naomi come out first. Belair began by saying that she has been fighting damage control longer than anyone. Belair said that Naomi showed up and reminded her why she was fighting in the first place. Naomi noted how Belair was, quote, getting dragged every week. Naomi then said, they're going to WrestleMania. We need a punch of the sign. Dumb. And this is when I was just like, can we just cancel this match? Belair said the damage control's problem is that they've been at the top for so long. They weren't expecting anyone else to come through. Cue Jade Cargill. Also, give me 1 second. It looks like... Okay, never mind. For some reason, it was showing me the Twitch went down. No, we're good. Never mind. So Jade comes out, gets the cool entrance, gets the great entrance. I like the entrance. I really do. I think it's good. She looks great. One little faux pas is they kept the light off of her for too long in the ring, so she's just standing there in the shadow. And then eventually you see the spotlight go and then catch her. So as a production guy myself, I caught that, and it was just like, ooh, yeah, that wasn't good. Other than that, the entrance is very, very, very good. With like the lights when she walks through it to look like she's walking through a storm, like storm clouds and this and that. Great. Cargill began by thanking Belair and Naomi once she got into the ring. Cargill said Damage Control, quote, stepped up and got stepped on. And now Cargill will get to show the WWE Universe what she is all about. Cargill said that they will show why there's, quote, no damage control. And we're all supposed to say it at the same time. And then all three of them are off. And then Jade said, Damage Control, you are now in the eye of the storm. The music hits. They all three point at the sign. And I forgot to mention at one point, Jade said that the three of them are the big three. So is that an old Miami Heat reference? Bosh, Wade, and LeBron? That old Miami Heat reference? Big three? I don't know. I guess. Elite Tiff says that's his country as Lil Nas X. That wasn't country either. At least there was like a country version of Old Town Road to give it some credibility in the country music space. But I've heard some of this Cowboy Carter, and it ain't it. It ain't it at all. Nope. The only song that's even close to being considered country is the Miley song. And granted, I haven't listened to the whole album, just a couple songs here and there. Like, I know people that are just like, yep, nope, I don't even want to hear it. Nope, I don't even want it. Nope, nope. And then I know some that are like, listen to it and it's garbage as far as from a country music standpoint. Like Beyonce, amazing singer, one of the best you'll ever hear. But it's not country. And she only made the album out of spite. So, see Jey Uso, he's backstage, saying that he'll whoop on his little brother Solo. Jey then said, yeet, and the crowd responded in kind with their own yeet. The show then returned back to the main stage. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate were making their entrance. Then go backstage again. Mysterio is there with Zelena and Andrade, and the referee or somebody comes in, and they're like, hey, Rey, we got some bad news. We need to tell you, Dragon Lee is not cleared to wrestle tomorrow. And Rey's like, what? Oh my God, no, that's not great. Oh my God, no. And Zelena's like, what are we gonna do? You can't take on Santos and Dominic all by yourself. And Andrade's like, Zelena, hold on. Rey, I will be honored to join you tomorrow in your match and team with you against Santos and Dominic. And Rey's like, for real? Oh yeah, and they shake hands. And all of a sudden you hear, Rey, did you hear? Did you hear? And Rey's like, yeah. He's like, Dragon Lee's not cleared. He can't wrestle tomorrow. So he's like, yeah. And Andrade just said he'll team with me. And Carlito kind of looks at Rey, looks over at Andrade, and he's like, oh, okay. Well, that's good then. God, is Carlito going to turn on Rey something fierce? He is going to be like, oh, I get what Santos was talking about. The new guy comes around and you throw the old guy out. So Santos was there for Rey. But then when Carlito came around, the thought process was, oh, you got a shiny new toy in Carlito, so fuck it, Santos. But now Carlito's under the impression of, oh, you got a shiny new toy in Andrade, so fuck Carlito. Basically, what we're thinking here. So Carlito, I don't know if it happens at Mania. I don't know if it's next week on SmackDown or 2 weeks down the line. Carlito is going to turn something fierce on one Rey Mysterio. Rey's going to lose all, as Mama would say from the Water Boy, you're going to lose all your fancy friends. So then next, we had Newcastle Republic against Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Match goes 7.5 minutes. Good match. More about the payout, or more about the angle afterwards, though. So Dunne and Theory started things off, and Dunne had the quick pace of control. Bate tagged in and landed a senton. Waller tagged in, but Bate kept control with the head scissor takedown. Bate then spun Waller and hit a flip dive onto Theory on the outside. When Bate tried to return to the ring, Waller caught him and hit a tornado DDT on Bate on the apron. The heels then posed as the show went to commercial break. And I've said it once, I'll say it again. I didn't like Grayson Waller when they first brought him to NXT and NXT 2.0. But now, I think he's one of the best heels they got. As far as being a heel that is just supposed to be so unlikable and annoying and hated, he is so good at it. and he's teaching Austin Theory how to be that good at it. Because I feel like every week Austin Theory gets better at being a heel. And I think it's because he's working with Grayson Waller and learning. So, again, I wasn't a big fan of Grayson Waller when he first started in NXT when they were doing the 2.0 stuff. And I'm just like, oh, this guy's trying too hard to be hated. But then eventually it was just like, oh, no. This guy knows what he's doing now. He grew into the role, and it was just like, oh, no, this guy's a great, what they call smarmy heel. Scumbag heel that you're not supposed to like at all. But then you end up respecting because he's good at his role. So the show returns, and Waller hit a rolling blockbuster on Bate. Got a 2 off of it. Bate then powered up and landed a vertical suplex. Vertical suplex. I wrote that weird. Bate then got the hot tag to Dunn, who ran in and took out the heels with a series of enziguris. Dunn stomped on Waller's hand and fired up the crowd. Dunn did the finger break spot on Waller until Theory broke it up with a rolling dropkick. Things then kind of broke down for a moment, and Waller punched Bate on the outside before going for a rolling, something on Dunn inside the ring. Dunn then punched Waller. Bate tagged in, and the duo did the Birmingham Hammer to pick up the victory. So babyfaces do get the win, but then afterwards, Judgment Day comes out and attacks both teams. Rhea there as well. Rhea comes out also, and she watched as, they destroyed all 4 guys. Then they get a really cool video with Bayley and Io Sky hyping up their match for tomorrow WrestleMania. Bayley had posted this earlier today on social media, so we had already seen this video, but cool that they aired it on SmackDown as well. LA Knight then comes out. LA Knight comes out and gets a great reaction from the live crowd in Philadelphia. There's video of last week's angle with AJ Styles. Knight stood in the ring and the crowd chanted his name. Knight then gave a, "Let me talk to ya." And everybody erupted. Knight said, "Yeah," and the crowd ate it all up. Knight took off his sunglasses and said he thinks Styles is phenomenal, but, quote, had not showing up and running away. Knight then stumbled, and the crowd helped him along. Kind of weird. Knight told Styles to grab his crying towel because all Styles has been doing is crying about Knight. Knight said that he makes Styles interesting, and he's going to give Styles, quote, 3 the hard way as he boots him through the field goal post. Knight then closed it out by saying, L.A. Knight, yeah! The crowd loved it. No shenanigans, no AJ, no nothing that. No reference to their brawl this morning at the media scrum, though, which was interesting. There was the media event this morning where people from the media were speaking with WWE superstars, and then there was a brawl with AJ and LA Knight where AJ came up with a busted nose. AJ with a couple good slams on LA Knight on the ground as well. Like literally AJ lifting him up, like LA Knight had AJ in a guillotine, right? So AJ gets to his feet, but he's still in the guillotine. So he goes like this, picks up LA Knight, and just slams him down on the ground. No reference to it, which was weird. Very weird. Bobby Lashley's group then cut a promo. Now, they've got a new... Hold on. I'm going to pull up this image really fast. Give me 1 second to pull up this image. I'm not sure... I need your guys' help reading this font. It says something the power. So if we go here... So let me show you the full image first. So this is the image from the video package. They got new gear. It's all 4 of them. They got the fists up and everything. But what does this actually say? It says something or something the power. I don't know what these letters are. Because it almost looks like EOE the power. Because this E here on the looks exactly like these. EOE? I don't know. So if you guys can figure it out, let me know in the live chat or in the comments below. But it looks like they're getting new merch for Bobby Lashley, B-Fab, and the Street Profits. But again, like I said, what does it say? And actually, it doesn't look like an E, because if we look at the big E here, It almost looks like this P. Pop the power? I don't know. What do you guys think it says? I'm not 100% sure. Pop the power? Now that I look at it, let me come back to it one more time. Now that we look at it, it's like this, the way the P is here, almost looks like these. And then there's an O. Pop the power? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure there. But they said that the final testament can no longer hide from them. Lashley chimed in and said that this weekend they will finish the final testament. Jey Uso then makes his way out to the ring for the main event. We got Jey Uso versus little brother Solo Sikoa. Match started with some back and forth. Solo was on the outside at one point and Jey ran at him, but Solo cut him off with a strike. Solo then slammed Jey on the ring apron. The show then went to the final commercial break of the night. When the show returned, Sikoa had the upper hand until Jey punched him. Sikoa then eventually did catch him and slam him. Jey then did take control after that. Sikoa ran at Jey, but Jey moved and Solo ran into the corner. Jey got the better of things with an enziguri and a hip attack. Jey then ran at Solo, and Solo countered into a Samoan drop. Solo then set up for a spike, but Jey countered into a bunch of super kicks. Jey hit a splash off the top rope, and Jimmy would run down to make the attack, I guess you could say, the save. I don't know. Solo then gave Jey the spike, and Cody's music would hit. And I think Jey won by DQ, but I never heard it. I would just assume because Jimmy attacked and interfered. Cody's music hits. Cody and Seth run down, and they dispatch of just the bloodline, Solo and Jimmy. And so Solo kind of gets away. Jimmy tries to jump into the crowd, and Jey grabs him and throws him into the ring. Cody's got the weight belt off, and he's whooping Jey with it. He had already whipped Solo with it. Cody then gives Jimmy a crossroads. Seth had Cody's belt and does some whipping with it as well before Cody throws the belt into the crowd. And there we go. Jey then hits a big Uso splash on Jimmy. Cody then grabbed a microphone and said, tomorrow night, he and Seth, they're going to slap The Rock so hard, they will move his body from his soul. I think it's supposed to be the other way around, move his soul out of his body. Anyways, Cody finished up by saying on Sunday, he's going to dethrone Roman Reigns. Cody said that he will finish the story, and after that, a better one will begin. Cody then points to the WrestleMania sign, and the show goes off the air. So there we go. That was Friday Night Smackdown. Not a bad show or anything, but it was just a show. It was an okay show at that. So now let me put, what did you think of Smackdown? Let me put this in the Twitch chat. I liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. So if you are watching live on Twitch, you can go vote now. Let me know what you thought. While we go check the other polls. Refresh. 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 Also, interesting tidbit. Former Stardom owner Rossi Ogawa and Julia, who is expected to be signing with WWE sometime this year, were reportedly backstage. Smackdown. Well, that's an interesting one. So as far as the polls do go, as far as the let's go Threads poll first. 55% liked the show, 35% thought it was just all right, and 10% didn't like it. Looking over at the Twitter X poll, 67% liked the show, 29% thought it was just all right, and 2% didn't like it. The YouTube community poll, 81% liked it, 14% thought it was just all right, and 4% didn't like it. YouTube live poll, 74% liked it, 22% thought it was just all right, and 4% didn't like it. And then finally looking over at the Twitch poll, 50-50 as far as liked it and all right. So 50% liked it, 50% thought it was just all right. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I'm going to go watch the Hall of Fame. We will be back tomorrow 2 times live. You heard me, 2 times live. We got NXT Stand and Deliver in the morning, which starts at, I should know this. NXT Stand and Deliver starts tomorrow at, oh, come on. Where the hell is it? It says 8 a.m., so 8 a.m. Pacific, but I believe there's an hour pre-show lumped into that, so 9 a.m. Pacific, I would think, noon Eastern, And then once that show is over, the main show is supposed to go 3 hours. Then we'll be here live breaking down everything from Stand and Deliver. And then after that, we got WrestleMania Night 1. We're going to talk about that. We're going to be live for that. So we've got Stand and Deliver post-show tomorrow. We've got a WrestleMania post-show tomorrow. So it should be fun. 2 podcasts we're bringing to you. 2 live events or live streams for you guys tomorrow. So with that, guys, have a great rest of your night. Let's have a great weekend for WrestleMania.